If you're someone that is trying to live your best life, whatever that best life looks like, I want you to keep watching because we tend to already feel like we're not good enough, like we can always be doing better, which let's honor that part of us, of that growth, of where we're at, like that's okay. But that doesn't mean we're wounded. It doesn't mean we're broken. It doesn't mean that we need to be healed necessarily entirely. So keep watching this if this resonates with you. My name is Paige. I'm a holistic life coach, motivational speaker, and mental health advocate, and I help my clients build their dream life. Now, I work with more holistic topics because I think no matter where you're at, whether you want a new job, you want to move to somewhere else, you want to travel the world, you want to start your own business, whatever your dream, goals, aspirations are, that's beautiful. But unless we work on ourselves to some degree and work on the relationship with ourselves, work on the language, the narrative that we share in our heads and out loud, we can't really get to our dreams and goals. So the first part of what I'm saying is this best version of ourselves. You see it all the time, and I'm guilty of saying it too. We do want to have this idea of, okay, if I had the dream job, this is probably how I would act. I would probably have a morning routine. I would go to bed earlier. I would probably eat these foods to sustain that kind of lifestyle, right? Like, or I would dress a certain way. I would talk a little bit different. I would live in a different home. I would have different relationships. Like, your lifestyle will be different depending on the new goal that you want. It's going to shift. It's going to adapt. So I think the first part is to just acknowledge this best version of you. How can you break that down into very small steps? What does that actually look like? Because when we say terms like, oh, best version of you, it's pretty vague. It's pretty general, right? So that's what I want your homework to be. Number one is break down this best version of you into concrete, actionable steps. Like, best, what does that mean? Does that mean you feel more energized? Like, what does it look like into practice? The next thing I want you to look at, which is really easy, I do this with my clients almost every session, and then say I only have a client, maybe we only meet once a month, right? You don't have to meet with me every single week, but say we meet once a month, kind of like a tune-up, right? The first session, we're going to go over all of the pillars of your life. These are examples of pillars, and that just means areas of your life, categories that where you put your energy, where how you live your life, essentially. So in all of these pillars in our work together, we would address each of them. We can rank them on a scale from 1 to 10. Where are you at? There's also pillars that I'm totally forgetting. Maybe there's pillars that are more important to you that I didn't even mention. But that's just to get you started. So the next thing I want you to do as you're creating this best version of you, and remember, you are worthy as you are right now. Okay, don't forget that. But it's okay to address all of these and be like, what could be a goal that I have for each of them? It's just a really good way to get started, because maybe one pillar is really slacking right now and you wish it could be better, whether that's finance or your job or your relationships, like whatever, then maybe that's where we need to focus and pay our attention to. Because sometimes it gets just really overwhelming. It really does. Like, oh my God, like, and if we have the language, if we have the narrative, the story that, oh my God, my life's a mess, well, watch what you fucking say. Because if you have the narrative that your life is a mess, that's where you're putting your energy then. What if you acknowledged and said, I'm doing the best I can because I'm a soft, squishy little bunny and I'm working on my issues, right? It's such a different energy than like this, oh, everything sucks, right? I don't want to have toxic positivity that everything's fine, I'm doing good. Like, you know that meme with the dog? It's like a cartoon dog and his eyes are all big and there's a fire behind him and it's like everything is fine. We don't want to be that meme. We don't want to be that dog. So let's focus on what we wish to create, how we want to feel, break it down of what does best version really mean, and start with those pillars. Start attacking them one by one. If you need any help in this, because it might be overwhelming or I don't even know where to start, click on the link in my bio and you can schedule a free 15-minute call with me. Literally no pressure. It's just, I'll ask you some questions on what your goals are. And if it's a match, if it's aligned for us to work together, then we'll follow up with another free call. Otherwise, you got this. I believe in you, and take care.